Dang it. It didn't go as smoothly as I thought. Hi guys, welcome back to Happy Hour with Hope. I am celebrating the end of our first official month of videos with a glass of wine. You are probably watching this in the morning if you are seeing it just as it went live, and you probably shouldn't drink wine with me. But if you're watching this in the evening and or you just need wine, go ahead and have some wine. But today we're going to talk about the final video of my workflows and my systems. And if you're watching, go ahead and pause the video, download the free guide below. This one's going to contain a lot of links and resources for the programs that I'm going to reference in this video. So you're going to really want that guide. 100% free, no catch. Click pause and download it before you keep watching. But today we're going to be talking specifically about my post-processing workflow. When I sourced questions from you guys and what you wanted to learn, you told me almost all of you wanted to hear some version of my post-processing workflow and my editing. And there's three main programs that I use for my editing and post-processing workflow, but we're gonna hone in on one of those programs specifically because it was the biggest game changer for me. So the three programs that I use are Photo Mechanic, which is what I use to cull through my images and decide which images I'm going to keep, edit, and deliver to my client and which one I'm going to delete. I use Lightroom to do the majority of my editing. Probably 85 to 95% of my editing is done in Lightroom. And then I also have Photoshop CC, which I do very minimal editing in, but I do some perfecting of skin and removal of blemishes and things like that within Photoshop. So those are the three programs that I'm going to be referencing today, and you're going to learn more about in the free guide down below. But again, I'm going to hone in on one specific program, and that program is Photo Mechanic. Because one of the things that I struggled with that drove me crazy in the beginning of my business was having a process for going through all of the raw files that I took at a shoot and deciding which ones were actually worth keeping and editing. And if you're like me, you might be doing it in Lightroom right now, or maybe you're doing it in Bridge or another version of a program similar. But the fact is those programs take forever to cull through your images because you have to wait a couple of seconds for each image to render or load, which means that you're taking hours of time to go through one shoot, which for me is 600 to 800 images because I really overshoot. Praise hands if you can agree because I do it all the time, but it makes it really hard in the post-processing workflow if you don't have an efficient way to cull your images. So I know this month I've been talking a lot about programs that you might need to purchase if you don't already have, but this program is another one similar to BlogStomp that I talked about a couple of weeks ago. It's a one-time fee, you don't pay monthly, and you can keep it forever and license it on multiple different computers. So these are the only four programs that I think you need in your business if we're talking about workflows and systems, but Photo Mechanic is probably the most important one of all of the videos that we've talked about because it has saved me the most time out of any system that we've discussed. So I'm going to hop onto my computer and show you how Photo Mechanic works, and I'm going to show you exactly how I use it to streamline this workflow because it can seriously save you hours of time in post-processing and tons of space on your computer hard drive that you might be wasting and spending money on buying additional hard drives in order to use and save the images with the way that you're currently culling. So we're going to hop onto my computer and I'm going to show you exactly how to use it. So this is what Photo Mechanic looks like on the back end. All I did that you guys didn't see is I selected the folder of images that I wanted to go through. So what I do is I save a folder in my client's name, so Nate and Taylor. This is actually my little brother and his girlfriend. And then I save a subfolder within there called unedited raw files. And that is where I keep all the raw images that I'm going to look through, but not necessarily edit because I'm not going to edit every single image I took because in this 30-minute shoot, I took 314 images. It was probably more like 20 minutes. So we're not going to deliver 314 images. There's tons of duplicates in here, tons of images that are out of focus, tons of unflattering angles. So I want to go through these as quickly as possible to determine which ones actually deserve to be edited. So here's what the program looks like. What I do is I just open the folder of images I want to look through and double click on the first photo. So I just clicked on the first photo, which is going to open this additional window and show me each image individually. The beauty of Photo Mechanic is that you can click through these photos as fast as you want to, and they are all automatically fully rendered because you're viewing a JPEG version of the raw file. So you're viewing a slightly smaller file, which means it can load much quicker, and you're going to be able to go through faster and cut down on your culling time. You can also see all of the metadata of the photo here in the right if you are looking for a specific capture time or a specific lens or something like that, which sometimes helps with the wedding culling process. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to click through these images, and each number on the keyboard represents a different color. So I use the number 6 because it makes the photo aqua. You can kind of see in the bottom right corner. If I click 6, it selects that image as one that I want to keep. You can use any number on the keyboard, they just mean different colors, but I'm just gonna go through and click 6 on every photo I want to keep. What I'm looking for here are images that are in focus, they represent my style well, they're not duplicates, and they're flattering of my client. So I'm going through and searching for those types of images. Some of them they were giggling, some of them were out of focus, some of them I like the light better than in others. So I'm just clicking through, and I'm kind of clicking back and forth a little bit. If I select a photo that I didn't mean to select, I will click 0 to take that away. I'm not going to go through the whole thing because I don't want you guys to have to see every single step of this, but see, I didn't select any of those images. And as I'm going through this process, I don't have a number in mind that I'm looking for. Because I overshoot and because I set my clients' expectations intentionally lower than the number of images they're actually going to get, I don't have to count a specific number of images as I do this. I would rather deliver more images than not enough, but I overshoot in a way that means that I will always have more images than they're actually expecting from me, so I don't keep a number in mind. I'm just going through and trying to find all of the images that I think my clients will love based on that criteria I mentioned. Not a duplicate, they're in focus, it represents my style, and it's a flattering angle of the client. So I'm going to keep clicking. I'm going to do a couple more here. Cute. So once you've selected all the images you want to keep, you're going to exit out of this top window. And then you're going to see all of the images. So now you can kind of see with a bigger scope what all of the ones were that I selected. You can see all the aqua ones. And then you're going to go to the bottom right-hand corner here where it shows you this little rainbow of colors. And you're going to click the black box on the far right corner, because what that's going to do is hide any of the images that you didn't select. So I'm going to click that. And then it's only going to show me the images that I just selected in post-processing in the culling process. So what I can also do is click that again, and it'll show me all of them. And if I was maybe culling in sections for a wedding day, and I was culling the details and then the getting ready images and then the ceremony with different colors, I can hide a specific color if I'd like to. So there's a bunch of different ways to use the program. This is just what I do. So I'm going to show all of those again, and I'm going to click that black one again to show me just the aqua images. One of my favorite parts of Photo Mechanic, I have a lot, is that I'm just going to select all these images by hitting Command A, and it's going to select everything. And then I'm going to just drag and drop it into the Lightroom window. And what that does is it automatically tells Lightroom, okay, the only images I want you to upload into Lightroom to continue on in the editing process are the ones that I just selected in Photo Mechanic. So it doesn't fill Lightroom with all of these unnecessary raw files that are filling up your hard drive and making Lightroom run super slowly. It's only uploading the images that you actually want to edit because you told Photo Mechanic that you want to keep them. So you can see here, it only checked the images that I just selected in Photo Mechanic, and I'm going to click Import. And then I'm going to move on to my editing process in Lightroom and Photoshop, but I cut so much time off of the front end of my editing process and my post-processing with this program in this culling workflow. So I hope this was helpful. Again, if you want a little bit more information about the programs I use in my post-processing workflow, download that free guide below. Thank you for tuning in to the first month of Happy Hour with Hope, and I'm excited to see you guys next month for more free content.